What's up, everybody, and welcome to Tinos Tom Wrestling, guys. As I want to welcome you to the new series here on Tinos Tom, as we started the road to WrestleMania. It's the road to Hollywood, everybody. On April 1st, April 2nd, 2023, we got 2 nights of WrestleMania. It's the grandest stage of them all. It's where superstars are made. It's where the immortal becomes legends. It's where legends become everything. And WrestleMania, it's the most amazing spectacle of them all. So, I appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out here on the new series, as we're going to be doing this from now until all the way until the week of WrestleMania, and the series finale will be the WrestleMania prediction show, as we're going to go over all the news, all the notes, all the rumors, everything going on here on this episode and every week here on the Road to WrestleMania series. We're going to do it once a week. We're going to talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and we're going to see what we think is going to happen. I'm going to tell you what my predictions are, my early predictions, matches that were announced. We still have the Elimination Chamber. We have one pit stop away till WrestleMania, so we got to talk about the Elimination Chamber. So, I hope this series will be fun for all of you guys. I hope all of you guys will join me as we now are officially on the road for WrestleMania. But before we get into any of the news for WrestleMania, I need to take a second and I need to thank Tinos Nation. Because, for a while there, we were going up and down, we were fluctuating and everything. But guys, we finally did it, and we are inching one step closer to 1,000 subscribers. We hit 708 subscribers. This says 707, but we gained one a few minutes ago, so I appreciate it. We are now at 708 subscribers. In the last 28 days, we've had over 28.6 thousand views in the last 28 days. 832 watch hours, if you guys can see that. We have also gained 88 plus subscribers in the last month, which is amazing. So thank you guys all so much. And the big one, guys, when I started this channel, the only episode I had on my channel was a Tim Anderson highlight video I made back in when I was going to college at Illinois Media School. And it got like 1,000 views and everything like that. So I really didn't count that because that was something I made. So I pretty much started the channel with zero views. We started with baseball, football, etc., etc. And guys, after almost 1 year of doing live streams, because if you guys remember, if you've been here since day one-ish, WrestleMania Night 1 will be our 1 year anniversary of doing the live streams. So I want to take a second to thank Tinos Nation for helping your boy get over 100,000 views here on the channel, as we are now at 107,000 views. The numbers keep growing. You guys are the best. I appreciate everybody that comes here and hangs out with me during the live streams, the preview shows, etc., etc., the collection. I'm trying to grow the channel as much as I possibly can, but I wanted to take a second to say thank you to all of you guys that have joined Tinos Nation. Don't you guys stop. We're going to not stop here. We're going to continue to grow. But this is one huge milestone that I didn't ever think that I'd ever get to. So I needed to take a second and say thank you to Tinos Nation. So guys, now that Tino's done talking about himself and talking about all his accomplishments, let's get into everything that we have and that we're going to talk about here on the premiere episode of the Road to WrestleMania. And we're going to talk about the road. We're going to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble because I went back and rewatched it. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about what is going to happen to the Bloodline. I'm going to give you my early WrestleMania card. We got I think I added like 12 matches. There might be more on there as I say it. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be the last 2 members of the Elimination Chamber, as we have 4 women announced and we have 4 men announced. And we're going to find out one of the members of the women's next week and the last 2 members of the men next week. So we're going to go over all of that. We're going to go over everything here, guys. So, again, let's not waste any time. And let's talk about the Royal Rumble. Because, we saw the Royal Rumble. It started off with the men's. And it wasn't what everybody was expecting. It was predictable. We all knew Cody was going to win. Cody came out at 30 and everything like that. And that's the same thing I thought. It was this, it was that. It was not that great. But once I went back and rewatched it, I honestly thought it wasn't like the worst Royal Rumble we've ever seen. We've seen worse WrestleManias, people, than the one that we've seen on Saturday. So, I mean, if I'm you guys, I definitely go back and watch it. It's honestly it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's not perfect, but it's not a bad Royal Rumble. Cody obviously won. We already knew that was going to happen. But Gunther lasting an hour and 11 minutes, breaking Rey Mysterio's record. Us seeing guys like Johnny Gargano enter 30 minutes, and now he's in the Elimination Chamber that we'll talk about. I'll talk about maybe something, maybe a little prediction that I think could possibly happen at WrestleMania with Johnny Gargano. So there were a lot of good things that happened. It wasn't like, we saw a bunch of, we saw Booker T, and it was what it was, and Logan Paul was the big surprise, and whatever. But, I mean, it wasn't a bad match. Cody won, they got done, it did what it had to do. Now we're seeing Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania. And it is going to be for both titles. It doesn't seem like we're getting split titles. So it looks like Cody and Roman are going to be fighting for both titles, which is fine. It is what it is. And then the pitch black lights out Mountain Dew match. That match lasted about 5 minutes, but I think LA Knight and Bray Wyatt did a very good thing, and I think they put on an absolutely banger of a show for doing 5 minutes. What they did, Bray Wyatt got his first victory. Uncle Howdy jumped off of his stage, and Pat McAfee was as shocked, and he didn't even know who Uncle Howdy was. Pat McAfee was like, what the hell are we doing here? Who the hell is Uncle Howdy? And it was great. But I don't think that match was as bad as, I don't think Royal Rumble was as bad as the card as everybody was making it out to be. But I just wanted to take a minute and talk about each match because it just, going back and definitely rewatching it. If I'm you guys, I would definitely recommend it. If you're one of those that likes to, then I would definitely consider doing it. The Women's Royal Rumble, we talked about it. We thought the Women's Royal Rumble was the best. We thought the Royal Rumble for the women was better than the men's. And it was. It definitely was. We saw NXT surprises. We saw Michelle McCool do her little move coming out wrestling in Uggs. And then we saw Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan go from wire to wire. And Rhea and Liv broke the record and everything like that. And Mommy's going to WrestleMania. She announced that we will be seeing her versus Charlotte Flair. So these are the two official matches for WrestleMania, as we have had the two Royal Rumble matches announced, the match winners announced who they're facing, which I like. I'd rather have it this way than wait a month or whatever they're going to have to wait. So we will be getting Rhea Ripley, Mommy, versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then, like I just said, we will be getting the American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes, against Roman Reigns for the Universal WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So those are the two official matches that have been announced for WrestleMania. And then, we saw Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, the Bloodline storyline, everything that happened at the end of that was just, I thought it was great. You guys saw my reaction. If you haven't yet, go check out my reaction. We made a short out of it. So definitely go check it out. Go see what Tino's reaction was. Chumblebee was there. You could hear his voice in the background. So if I were you guys, I'd definitely go and check that out. But with what is going on and what is going to happen, we obviously will now have to wait until what happens and see what happens on Friday with the Bloodline, because we didn't find any more answers yesterday. We more or less just found out what was going on with everything with Cody and Rhea and etc. etc. So we're going to have to wait till Friday to find out what happens with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline and everything. But I'm saying, and I've been saying it for a while, I still think we're getting the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn most likely is facing Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber. Jey Uso left the Bloodline. If nobody saw that, Jey Uso has now officially left the Bloodline. So we will definitely have to see what happens with Jey Uso and everything like that. But Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline Tag Team Championship match. I'm saying WrestleMania. Because if you do Sami versus Roman, then what do the Usos and Kevin do? Who do the Usos face? And I kind of, guys, really don't want to see them face the Street Profits and the Alpha Academy in a triple threat match that we all know that they're not going to win. So, I would rather not have that. So, I'm going to say that we see that happen, but we're going to have to see again. We'll see more on Friday as we watch it, and we'll talk more about it next week. So, that's what happened. We saw that they were saying, F you Roman, the ultimate heel heat that you get no matter what. You say the F word to somebody and it's over. So, that was the Royal Rumble. That was a little skim through the Royal Rumble real quick. But if you haven't yet, guys, I definitely recommend rewatching it, because it is definitely better the second time, and I don't think it's as bad as people were saying. So now that we got past the Royal Rumble, we got Cody, we got Rhea. We're officially on the road, as you guys can see behind me. What else is going to happen at WrestleMania? Well, yesterday, they announced that at Elimination Chamber, guys, we will be having a United States Championship match, and we will be having a U.S. Championship Elimination Chamber match at the Elimination Chamber, and then we will be having qualifying matches yesterday and then next week. So those qualifying matches were that we had Chad Gable and Seth Rollins, and then we had Baron Corbin, the wrestling god, the modern day wrestling god, versus Johnny Gargano. And the two guys won those matches yesterday, as we saw here on Monday Night last night. Seth freaking Rollins and Johnny Gargano. And then we saw Bronson Reed go up against The Miz. And Bronson Reed put on a show. And Bronson Reed will now be entering. So right now we have 4 men in the Elimination Chamber. We got Austin Theory, the U.S. Champion. We got Seth freaking Rollins. We got Johnny Gargano. And we got Bronson Reed. So we will have to see. The other 2 qualifying matches for the men are next Monday night. We got Montez Ford taking on Elias. And then we got Angelo Dawkins taking on Damian Priest. And obviously, guys, we could think that Damian Priest is going to beat Angelo Dawkins. But I'm going to tell you what. What if this is the year that Montez beats Elias? Montez goes into the Elimination Chamber and he puts on a Kofi type appearance that everybody gets behind him. He's the last guy in there and everybody thinks that he's going to win the United States champion and everything like that. He could be the ultimate underdog. He could be the Mufasa Ali, because we also saw Mufasa have a little interaction with Dolph Ziggler. So maybe they find a way to get into it. I mean, we've seen it happen when people get injured before. So we'll definitely have to see. But next Monday, we will find out who the last 2 members of the Elimination Chamber will be at Elimination Chamber for the U.S. Championship. And my early prediction is Montez Ford and Damian Priest will be added. And that will be the 6-man competitors. And I'm okay with that field, because you got to look. The only person that really has been in the field besides Austin Theory, obviously, if Montez and Priest were to win, and any of those 4 men were to win, Seth Rollins and Austin Theory are really the only ones. So if we see Austin Theory lose, we could very well be seeing a new United States champion at the Elimination Chamber. And you know, with Austin Theory making the references, the champ is here, the ruthless aggression, the things that he said on Monday yesterday, things he said the last few weeks, I think we're leading to it. I think we're getting John Cena and Austin Theory at WrestleMania. And I think it's going to be a good one. So I can't wait to see that. But the women, on the other hand, we didn't have any qualifying matches for the women necessarily yesterday. But we saw the last 4 women that were in the Royal Rumble were now announced for the Elimination Chamber. So we have Asuka, Miss Asuka, Kana, whichever Asuka or Kana you want to say. If it's Asuka, it's Kana. And then we got Raquel Rodriguez, Miss Raquel Rodriguez. I think she's a very good dark horse that could possibly win this match. Liv Morgan, you only live once, did her thing in the Rumble, and now she's going to go try to do her thing in the Elimination Chamber. We got crazy Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross will be in there. So next week on Raw, we will be seeing a Fatal 4-Way qualifying match. I almost said elimination match. I don't think it's elimination. But we will see a Fatal 4-Way qualifying match that will include Miss Candice LeRae. We will see Mia Yim. We will see Piper Niven. Yes, I said Piper Niven. It's not Doudrop or Dewdrop. It's Piper Niven now. And then we will see the return of Mella Is Money. Carmella is returning next Monday night to the ring as she makes her unrightful and unweighted and awaited return. Carmella's in the Fatal 4-Way. So we will see who one of the next members are in the who are in the Elimination Chamber. And this Elimination Chamber, guys, will determine who faces the EST Bianca Belair at WrestleMania next month, I should say, in WrestleMania in Hollywood, April 1st and 2nd. So we will see who faces, I shouldn't say next month, it's 2 months. We're only in February, February is tomorrow. I don't even know what month it is, guys, but that's okay. Elimination Chambers in 2 weeks, we'll be good to go. So that is what has been announced for the Elimination Chamber, and those are what's going to be happening. So we will definitely have to see. I definitely could see we could see Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, like I said. I'm sure we could see, maybe we see Jimmy Uso versus Kevin Owens. Maybe we see Bayley and Becky. I still think Bayley or Becky, or maybe both of them are in the chamber. Maybe somebody gets hurt, like they knock out Nikki, or I don't know, maybe they knock out Raquel. We've seen that happen before. But I do think, and we'll talk about it once I give you my early WrestleMania prediction card, I'll talk about it, what I do think that will happen with the Raw Women's Championship. So, that is the two matches that have been announced. That is the one match that I do think that's going to happen. And like I said, maybe we see John Cena return to start his rivalry with Theory. Maybe we see the electrifying one, Mr. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But on that note, guys, let's talk about The Rock, because I know a lot of people want to see The Rock. I know a lot of people want to see my guy, and so do I. But with the news, I did see this, and somebody posted it on Instagram. So shout out to the Wrestling Omar, for posting this. And this is coming from the Wrestling Observer, so it's not just from him. I found it off the Wrestling Observer. Stone Cold Steve Austin has officially declined to wrestle at WrestleMania 39, and this is going to be the most interesting events of all time. Goes limp. He was offered a huge amount of money to fight Brock Lesnar, but I think Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley will be a great match. He was also offered to fight Roman Reigns, but 316 refused to fight either one. And also, on that note, about Steve Austin, the other legend that I just mentioned, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he has also declined to wrestle, and he says that he will not be wrestling at WrestleMania this year because he's not in-ring ready. He wasn't able to get in-ring ready. He wasn't able to do what he needed to do. So it doesn't look like we'll be seeing Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania this year. But honestly, guys, do we really need Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock? Especially if we're going to get matches like Cody and Roman. Well, one we'll talk about with my early predictions. Logan Paul eliminated Seth freaking Rollins. Could we see that match? That would be very interesting to see. If we saw Seth freaking Rollins and Logan Paul, we could see Gunther and Sheamus. We could see, there's so many, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. So, I just needed to let everybody know that it does not look like we will be getting to see Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock at WrestleMania. That doesn't mean they won't be a part of it. Maybe they come out, maybe they do a little promo like they did at WrestleMania 30. Hopefully it doesn't go over 20 minutes like it did, but I mean, either way, I'll listen to them for an hour. I don't care. But hopefully, Rock said that he would love to wrestle in Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40, but who knows where everybody will be, and who knows how everything will be going at that time. So we will definitely just have to see what happens with that, because if that is the case, and if that is what happens, and we have to wait another year to see The Rock and Stone Cold, or if we have to wait another year to see The Rock wrestle, it should be really interesting, because to be honest, people, I don't know if we really need The Rock and Austin this year. As much as I would love to see them wrestle, we have a lot of superstars and a lot of matches that I think would be very good. So you know what? Let's not waste any more time with that either. And now let me go over, guys, and let me tell you what I have for an early WrestleMania prediction card, as this is what I think, as of right now, where WrestleMania is heading. Right now, it could change. It could go either way. We could see it go this way, that way, the next way. So we don't know. But I wrote down about, let's get rid of the banner. You guys know where to follow your boy Tino. I wrote about down 11 to 12 matches, I think. Let me see. I think I wrote down 11. Yeah, I wrote down 11 matches. And these 11 matches are ones that I was just thinking that we could possibly be seeing off of the way that the card, the way WrestleMania went, just the way everything went. So let me go over this. Obviously, we have Cody versus Roman for the Universal WWE Championship. And then last night we also saw Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair announced for the SmackDown Women's Championship. But let's talk about these ones that have not been announced. And let's talk about these ones that I think could be, and possibly, and maybe will be. So let me talk. Let me take a drink and then we'll talk about it. So, guys, we got Rey Mysterio and Dominic. We've seen the way that's going. Dominic's been destroying his dad. Obviously, Rey got hurt. He's still in the Royal Rumble match. We don't know where he's at. Tinos Tom in the house. What's up? Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football. What's up, bro? Thanks for coming, hanging out. Everybody, drop some questions. Let me know what you guys are feeling. What do you guys think about this prediction card? Can you guys see the same things? Let me know what you guys are feeling. So, Rey Mysterio and Dominic. We've seen that. We see it. We know it's happening. Mommy, it's going to happen, guys. We're going to see Rey Mysterio come back. He's going to get the revenge on his son. The match might even be for the mask. Because, let's be honest, and I said this to my friend, Dominic looked just like Rey. And obviously, he's Rey's son and everything. But if you were to see Dominic come out in like Rey Mysterio outfit and he came out, I think he could pass for it. So, I think that, maybe it is for the mask, maybe it's for the family name, maybe it's for something like that. But I think Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio is happening at WrestleMania. Number 4, we got Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul eliminated Seth Rollins, and what better way to set up a WrestleMania match than eliminating the person from the Royal Rumble and costing them the main event opportunity at the grandest stage of them all. Seth Rollins already said that he didn't want to talk about it. They're teasing it. Obviously, we saw Logan Paul just signed a UFC deal with Dana White, but he also is signed to WWE. Logan Paul is signed to everywhere. And I think we're going to see Logan Paul at WrestleMania. And I think this would be a great storyline, a great match to see, and just I think this story that those two could tell would be great. And did you guys see what Logan Paul and Ricochet did? Because that was insane and that was crazy. Logan Paul and Seth Rollins, book it for WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. We've seen match 1, they didn't like it. We saw match 2, they really liked it. And now it's 1-1 and we got to find out who wins the rubber match. And why not do it at the grandest stage of them all? Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I'd love to see it. Brock Lesnar got eliminated early in the Royal Rumble. Bobby Lashley, he didn't last as long as, I thought he was going to last till, the final 6 or 7. So, I just think that Bobby Lashley, they're teasing it, they're doing it. I'm happy that Bobby's kind of out of the U.S. Championship, as I mentioned earlier with the Elimination Chamber. I'm definitely happy the U.S. champion, Bobby Lashley, and we see a little something different besides Seth Rollins. I love to see Johnny Gargano and stuff like that. And I'll mention the U.S. champion, or the U.S. title match, and what I think that could happen, a ladder match or something else. But before we do that, let's talk about Omos and Braun Strowman. If you noticed, and you guys have seen throughout the old WrestleManias and stuff like that, we have, and we will be seeing, and, we've seen big men fight each other. We've seen Big Show fight a Samoan. We've seen the Great Khali and, was it the Great Khali and, I know the Great Khali competed, I think it was Kane at WrestleMania 23, if I'm not mistaken, I think. I'm hoping that's right. That's almost that's what? WrestleMania 23 was 16 years ago now? Oh my goodness. But, big men. We know two big men slapping meat. You guys already know the saying. So, I think that we could possibly see it. So, Omos and Braun Strowman, I would rather not see it, but let's put it on the prediction card. So, maybe we get a match right, because we know that it could possibly happen. But this one now, for the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther and Sheamus had a great match at Clash at the Castle. We saw Sheamus and Gunther do their thing. And then Gunther did his thing as he broke Rey Mysterio's record in the Royal Rumble. And he has been the longest Intercontinental Champion in a long time, in a long history of champions. And I think that Sheamus going on and becoming a Grand Slam champion, winning the only title that he has not won yet, I think Sheamus going to WrestleMania and having that moment would be absolutely a banger. They would put on a match that people would forget, or never forget, I should say. And an IC title match between Gunther and Sheamus, sign me the hell up, because I'd love to see it. I think these two could put out a great Road to WrestleMania storyline. It's already built the way they've already done it. And I just think it would be great. I'm surprised they also didn't do an Elimination Chamber for the Intercontinental title instead of the U.S. title. Because I thought for a minute there we were going to do John Cena versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. But maybe that's not what they're trying to do. So Gunther and Sheamus, you guys know that story. You guys know where to go. So Gunther and Sheamus, let's run it back and let's see it at WrestleMania. Now let's get to the U.S. Championship. Because I put on here a U.S. title ladder match. And we've seen ladder matches and stuff like that. But with Money in the Bank and having another pay-per-view and stuff like that, I thought we were getting rid of gimmick pay-per-views. But I guess we're keeping the Money in the Bank. It doesn't look like we're going to have a Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. So I was thinking, why not have a United States Championship match, ladder match for the U.S. Championship match? But after listening to a few podcasters and stuff like that, and I want to give credit to them, I was listening to JD from New York, I was listening to a few other people and stuff like that, that was mentioning, and they said, what if Johnny Gargano wins the U.S. Elimination Chamber match? And somebody I didn't even think of when we were predicting, we were on Steve's channel, we were mentioning returns and stuff like that. How did this guy go over my head? Where is Tommaso Ciampa, guys? We have not seen Tommaso Ciampa in a while. You know, he was doing the thing with Dexter Lumis, The Miz. We didn't know what was going on. And obviously Tommaso Ciampa is hurt, and he got hurt and everything. But what if we see Tommaso Ciampa return, Johnny Gargano win the Elimination Chamber, we see Austin Theory go on to face John Cena in a regular match, and then we see a regular match between Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, main eventing WrestleMania, not main eventing, but you guys know what I mean, in a high-stake match, and it would be a great one. So, either a U.S. title ladder match, Johnny winning, and having a match with Tommaso would be cool. Maybe that should be fantasy booking, and maybe that's us podcasters fantasy booking. But I definitely think it would be really cool to see. So that's what I think. And I don't have it on this list, but let's mention John Cena versus Austin Theory. Because I think, and I've been thinking this for a while, I think the reason why that if they were going to put the U.S. title in the Elimination Chamber, that Austin Theory would not be walking out of the Elimination Chamber with that U.S. Championship. Because I think that we're getting John Cena and Austin Theory, and John Cena does not need to be fighting for the U.S. Championship in 2023, especially if he's not going to be around for a long time after the Road to WrestleMania season. So why not have Austin Theory drop it, like I said, in the Elimination Chamber? Then let's see John Cena make his rightful return at the Elimination Chamber, or he makes his return at the Monday Night Raw after, because we've seen Austin Theory, he's coming out saying the champ is here. He's coming out doing and saying that he's this and that. He's the man, he's the myth, blah, 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 ruthless aggression. And he's just making all these puns that we all know my man John Cena says. So I think that we're getting Austin Theory and John Cena in a match to see who is the new face. And maybe it's a passing of the torch to be the guy in the future. But John Cena, Austin Theory, I'm going to put it down for WrestleMania. Now, let's get in, because I'm not going to go in order here because I just feel like changing my mind. Let's talk about the women's tag titles, because the women's tag titles have been very draining. They've been very, iffy, and it's been very this and that. We haven't really seen very many great things with the women and the tag division. It's just been Dakota Kai, Io Sky, it's been people jumping and having titles switching spots and everything like that, and people are doing and switching and changing and everything like that. So I think maybe we see a Fatal 4-Way tag team match like we've seen in the past. And I mean, if they really want to do that, something like that, we could have Candice and Meacham, or we could see Candice and Indy, because we saw Indy Hartwell in the Royal Rumble too, so I would really love to see Indy Hartwell up very soon. And I just think if they're going to do something with the women's tag titles, I think they got to figure out something, because the women's tag titles need to be some type of prestigious. People have really been behind Damage Control, and people just have not been what they wanted to be. So we're going to have to see where the tag team division goes for the women, but I figured I'd put it on here because we know we're going to see it. And if we don't, maybe we see a women's Royal, a women's battle royal like we've seen in the past, and we see a men's battle royal just to put people on the card. But I really hope we don't, because I'd rather save that time for matches that would actually mean something. So we'll have to see what happens with Dakota Kai and Io Sky with those tag titles. But that is what I'm thinking for the women's tag titles at WrestleMania. Some type of a fatal four-way, a singles match, or a tag team match with just one team. Something like that. But as of now, I have no idea. Now, before we talk about the matches, because I want to go back to Rhea and Charlotte, why I think it's happening, and then why I think Cody and Roman will be for just one of, or why Cody and Roman is just for one of the titles, or for like both of the titles, and it's not just for one, and everything like that. So now let's talk about Bianca Belair fighting for the Raw Women's Championship, and you guys can see I have either Becky or Bayley. Because I was thinking that after the 4 women were announced, we would be seeing Bayley or Becky be the final 2 competitors in the Elimination Chamber, but as of right now, it doesn't look like that. But as I said earlier too, we could very well see somebody change, we could see somebody come out, we could see somebody break somebody's bone, and then we see a replacement of Becky and Bayley in the Elimination Chamber. But I think that no matter what happens at the Elimination Chamber, and whoever may win that, I don't know why, but I feel like we could possibly be getting, we're either going, because for a while there, I thought we were getting Rhea and Bianca. I thought that's where we were going. I thought that's where we were going to get. They teased it to us, they told us, and they kind of said it, but it never happened and everything. And did you guys also see, they kind of did Bianca dirty yesterday. They announced her for Raw, and then they just skipped right over her. We didn't even see her until WWE exclusive after the show. So they kind of did Bianca dirty. But Bianca fighting and defending the Raw Women's Championship. If I'm going to choose a winner to win the Elimination Chamber, I'm going to choose Asuka as of right now. You don't know who's going to win next week. I would say it's most likely going to be Carmella or Piper Niven. Maybe you want to give Piper Niven that shine. She had a good Royal Rumble debut, now returning as Piper Niven and not Doudrop and everything like that. But why would I not be surprised if they give it to Carmella? So I'm going to say that if Becky and Bayley are not in the Elimination Chamber, I think that they might fight each other at the Elimination Chamber. And after all the dust settles, guys, after the road to WrestleMania, I am saying that we either see a triple threat match between Bianca, Becky, or Bayley, or we see a fatal 4-way, including those 3 women that I just said, and Asuka. Because there are a lot of women that are going to be missing from this card. That's why I think they could do a battle royal, because you got to think, if that is the 2 matches for the women, where is Lacey Evans, where is Alexa Bliss, where's Liv Morgan, where's Meacham, where's Chelsea Green, where's everybody that we saw in the Royal Rumble? So I think we very well could see a battle royal for the women just to get them on the card, maybe have a few surprises, something like that, I don't know. But I think that is what's going to happen with the Raw Women's Championship. I wouldn't mind seeing just Bianca versus Asuka. That wouldn't be a bad match. But a fatal 4-way match could be fun, especially with these women. And I think that it could be a really good time. If you guys are having a good time in the chat, make sure you guys leave some questions, concerns, and everything like that. What do you guys think about my WrestleMania card? My early WrestleMania prediction card. I'm just going over what I think and how I feel about it. So let me know what you guys think and how you guys feel. I see Chris and Eric in the building. We got Jacob in the house. So guys, drop some questions. We'll be here till at least like 4:30, around 5 o'clock. I don't want to make this episode too long. We don't want to be sitting here for like 5 hours. That's just going to be me rambling. So I figured we'd do this and answer some questions and everything. And then I'll tell you what's coming up here the rest of the week and what we'll be talking about next week. So that is what I have, though, for the Raw Women's Championship match. Now let's talk about Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus the Usos for those tag team championships. And I don't know if we're splitting up the tag titles. I don't know what we're doing. Obviously, we're having the SmackDown Tag Team Championship tournament this week and everything like that. The finals is this, or the semifinals are, or is it the finals? Yeah, it is. It's the finals this week. That's right. It's Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Imperium. So we got the finals this week to see who wins and who goes on to face the Usos. But we see what's going on with Sami Zayn. We're going to find out more on Friday Night SmackDown, obviously, with what happened on we're at the Royal Rumble. We saw Roman Reigns do what he had to do, and he did everything that he had to do because of what Sami did, because Sami made the biggest mistake maybe of his life in turning on the bloodline after they accepted him. So I think the only way this is going to end, because as I mentioned, I don't see Sami facing Roman Reigns on night 2 or night 1. I say you put Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. You have Sami Zayn win with his best friend. They win the tag titles. They end the Usos reign. Cody beats Roman, and we have ourselves a good all time. And let the Usos and Roman go take a little bit of break. They did their thing. They have the longest reigning championship, and we'll see you guys around SummerSlam. So that's what I think that happens, because I think if we do see Sami and Roman, then like I said, what happens with Kevin? What happens with the Usos? What happens with this? I don't want to see the Alpha Academy and Street Profits, like I said earlier, guys. I don't. So I think that Sami and Kevin Owens versus the Usos would be a great tag team match to have at the grandest stage of them all. So now that I've went over all of my predictions, obviously we could see more, because there are more things that could be added, especially if they do split up the tag titles. That means that maybe one is just for the SmackDown tag titles and one's for the Raw tag titles. We could see, could we just see Bayley and Becky face each other in a singles match? Could we see, we don't even know who the Hall of Famers are. I think one piece of the Hall of Fame I think Batista's going in, guys. Batista, he was supposed to go in 2020, but because of the pandemic, I think that Batista is a very great candidate to go into the Hall of Fame this year. So now this is the time of the show, guys. After I'm done with all the information that I have for the episode of the Road to WrestleMania, because that is everything that I have here for you guys for today's episode. Like I said, I didn't want to talk about too much today, because we obviously just got 2 matches announced. We've seen Monday Night Raw, but we need to find out what happens on Friday night and everything. So I wanted to come here, give a little predictions, update you guys, let you guys know how we're going to be doing this. I also, guys, if you guys can, do me a favor and go and vote on what day do you guys want to see the show. Do you guys want it on Tuesdays at this time? We got Thursdays at 4:30. We got Saturdays. You could have your boy Tino back on Saturdays, and we could do it at 5:30. So you guys let me know what time, what day you guys want to do the WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania series every week here on Tino's Time. So let's get to the chat. Let's see what everybody is saying. How's everybody doing today? We got Jadis in the building. What's up, Jadis, bro? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. How you feeling about everything that I said? How you feeling about my card predictions? We got the moderator in the house. What's up, Chumblebee? What's up, bro? Thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you. You're the man. Appreciate it. Hassan said he's back. Oh, we got AEW Dark in the building. We got, like I said, 4th and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast in the house. It's Tino's Time. Yes, it is. Or he says Tino Time in the house. Swing by. Hey, everybody, you guys, give away a signed Aaron Jones jersey. Everybody, go and subscribe to 4th and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast and go win a Aaron Jones signed autograph jersey. Send it to your boy Tino so he can use it as a toilet paper, because we don't want no Fudge Packer stuff. But I'll definitely come and hang out. But if you guys are Packers fans, if you're football jersey collectors, these guys do giveaways. They do some good fantasy football advice. So definitely go check them out. Chris, what's up, Chris? How you doing, bro? He says, yes, they do. Because that's the thing. We don't really have any women's tag teams that we can really think of who are going to be competing. We got Daddy Football. We got E. Martinez. What's up, bro? How you doing? Thanks for coming and hanging out. Carmella. I think Carmella might win that. Tino, Texans. Yes, guys, I saw this while I was... literally, I didn't do the countdown, obviously, you guys saw. Because as I was about to start the countdown, we had some NFL breaking news as Sean Payton has been, and he will be the next head coach of the Denver Broncos. So I was not able to do the countdown for you guys, and I was a couple minutes late. And then as soon as I pressed go live, they announced this news. So the Texans have brought in D'Amico Ryans, and the Texans are trying to move on. So, but we'll see how that goes. But literally, Eric, as soon as I press go live, that news broke, and I had no way of making a video in 30 seconds. So, I said, listen up here, bro. Listen, I love my girl Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan's great, but I don't think Liv Morgan's going to have herself a championship match at WrestleMania. What's up, my man Jacob in the house? We got Jacob in the building. Do you think are you saying, I think if we're going to see a tag team match, I think maybe we see Edge and Cody team up at the Elimination Chamber to take on Judgment Day. Maybe. I don't know. The way that was going, the way they were talking last night, that's just a possibility of something that we could possibly get. So I don't want to say it's a guarantee, but I'm going to say that it's a big possibility, guys. So we will definitely have to see with that, but I would not mind seeing Cody tag with anybody, because what is Cody going to do at the Elimination Chamber? He's got to have something to do, right? And Jacob says, I know this is off topic, but what do you think? So Jadis asked me yesterday, why am I not going live for the Pro Bowl game? So I will explain it to you guys, because I know you guys love hanging out with me. I love hanging out with you guys. It's a good time. We have fun. We do our thing. But we've been here live every week since week 10 for the NFL. We're getting ready for the Super Bowl. And to be honest, I like the Pro Bowl, but the Pro Bowl isn't what it once was. The Pro Bowl used to be so much more fun. It used to be more exciting. And now it's just a bunch of guys. I know they're kind of changing it up this year, but I don't know, man. I'm not really a fan of the Pro Bowl. I like it because they give a week off to give the guys a break for the Super Bowl. But just the way the Pro Bowl has been, it doesn't mean anything. So somebody asked me, and a few people asked me yesterday if I'll be going live for it. And I will not be going live for the Pro Bowl or any of the stuff for the Pro Bowl this weekend, because I just feel like it's the same stuff. It's a few mini games, it's a few things, it's flag football. And then, I'm going to give it a chance, and if it's better than what it is, I'll definitely come on here and say it was better than what I thought it was. But until I see something, I like the mini games, but I don't know how this flag football game's going to go. And I really don't want to be falling asleep on the live stream. So we're just going to take the day off. But Tyler Huntley, that's why, I'm saying, it doesn't really matter who goes and who doesn't, because it doesn't mean anything. I saw Jared Goff. Why didn't some of the other guys? It's all about who is healthy and who isn't and who doesn't want to play. In reality, there probably should have been other guys than Tyler Huntley that made it to the Pro Bowl besides Tyler Huntley. So I don't understand it. I bet you they asked other guys, but they didn't. And he's also replacing Josh Allen. I'm sorry, but if I'm going to watch the Pro Bowl, I'd rather watch Josh Allen than Tyler Huntley. So that's how I feel about that. I like Bailey and Becky's segment. I can't wait for the steel cage. It's going to be good. We got Eric in the building. We got all the Mao brothers in the house. What's up? I used to have DirecTV. I do not anymore. He says, my buddy. Who's your buddy, Jordan? Tegan and Liv. It is a possibility. But the problem with that, Eric, is it's just a makeshift tag team. It's just not anything different than what we've seen before. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. It's the same everything. And to be honest, if I'm going to see something like that, I just would rather see, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like these makeshift tag teams. So, you guys are going to see a different side of me on this series, too, because I'm going to be able to talk about how I feel about everything. It's kind of hard when we're live to talk about everything. So, this is another thing. This series is definitely going to help me give my opinion about how I feel about a lot of these things. Because I know I don't show a lot of it on the live streams because we're trying to watch it, we're trying to focus, we're trying to know what's going on. So, Road to WrestleMania series, guys. Tino going to be blunt, and Tino going to let you know how he really feels about things. The Pro Bowl, yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes. I just can't do it with the flag football. I don't know, man. We can call them Edge Nightmare. But they announced others. Well, that's good. Do you have... Yes, I have cable. My prediction, Bayley beats Becky Lynch in the steel cage. Yes, so I think that if we do see that, I think that that's exactly what we're going to see. Because I think that they're going to have it lead up. Or, like I said, that's why I think it's going to be a fatal four-way. Because if you don't have Becky and Bayley on the card and Asuka, like, that's a lot of good people. And, like, there's just so many good women that there's going to be people left off the card. And it's not good, but it's also, there's people that, you know, your time's going to come. There's going to be a time for Liv. There's going to be a time for all of these people to go out there, have their moment, and have their time to shine. So, guys, we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. We have a lot of things going down. We have 2 matches announced for WrestleMania. We have the Elimination Chamber on February, is it 18th? Let's find out. February 18th, live on Peacock. 2 Elimination Chambers matches. It's going to be very interesting to see, guys, but we are now only 60, what is it, 60, they said 63 on Saturday. So 60 days away until, 61 days away, I should say. 60, well, see, I don't know. We're around like the 59, 60, 61 range. Somebody let me know how many exactly days. Because the February 28 kind of messes me up. So, we're getting close. We're 2 months away, everybody. I'm going to be here, like I said. Let me know what day you guys want to do this series on. Every week, we're going to come here. We're going to talk about the news, the notes, the rumors. Give you my updated prediction card, how everything's going. More matches that have been officially announced. Matches that have been rumored. Matches that kind of been playing out on TV. We'll be talking about some football. We'll be talking about this and that. And we also, guys, I want to do this on this episode since it is the premiere episode. I want to announce that on and with the WWE Retro Series coming and with us doing the Retro Series now, starting after the Elimination Chamber, the week after, that week, the week of February 20th through that, and so on throughout February and March. Join your boy Tino on the WWE Pay-Per-View Retro Series as we go back and we are going to watch every WrestleMania from WrestleMania 17 all the way to WrestleMania 33 when we had the roller coaster, we saw the return of the Hardy Boys, we saw Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton have that weird match. We saw Seth freaking Rollins and Triple H. But we're going to go, like I said, all the way back to WrestleMania 17. We're watching them all from beginning to end. So join your boy Tino here on the Retro Series as we will be on the road to WrestleMania. And we're going to go back and we're going to relive all the great memories that have happened at the grandest stage of them all. So guys, let's continue to get into it. But I wanted to let everybody know as that will be happening in February and March as we lead up to WrestleMania. So I can't wait for that, guys. If they have a fatal four-way at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Champion, who wins the Raw Women's Champion? Well, if it's Asuka, Bayley, Becky, and Bianca, out of those 4, would want Bayley to win. Because I think Bayley needs to win the championship, and I think Bayley needs to go on and actually have the title. And if they're going to keep the Raw Tag Team titles on Damage Control forever, then we need Bayley to also have the Raw Women's Championship. So that is what I think that's going to go happen with that. But like I said, this is just speculation right now. We literally know absolutely nothing besides the 2 matches. We only know what's happening at the Elimination Chamber on February 18th. We got 2 Elimination Chamber matches. We're going to find out all the participants as the weeks go on. And it is, 2 weeks away? 3 weeks away at this point? So it's not that far away. We'll be here for an Elimination preview show. We'll be here for an Elimination watch along. We'll be here for everything, guys. So it's going to be a fun ride. But I'm just happy that we are now only 61 days away to WrestleMania. We're getting closer. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time in SoFi, in Hollywood, everybody. We're going to grab our vest. We going down, and we riding that red carpet to SoFi, guys. It's going to be a good one. So, that is, like I said, guys, everything that I have here for you for the premiere episode of the Road to WrestleMania series. I hope I gave you all the good information. Like I said, we only had Raw last night. We'll know more on Friday after Friday Night SmackDown. So we'll definitely have to be figuring out when to do this episode, when to do episode number 2, but it will be next week. So it might be next week on Thursday, but we will at least be doing one episode a week. But I wanted to come here, like I said, do the intro, let you guys know how we're doing it. If you guys got any more suggestions, let me know. We also got 41 more days until the WWE 2K23 comes out, and as I mentioned on last week's episode when we talked about the WWE 2K series, I can't wait until the summer because I'm hoping that we start Tino's Gaming here on the channel, and you guys can come and hang out as we play WWE 2K23, MLB The Show, Madden, NBA, Tony Hawk, all the good games on Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and so much more. So I can't wait for all of that to happen. They have a two-person elimination chamber again? What do you mean? We got 4 people so far in the elimination chamber. That's, like I said, the 4 women that have been announced are the final 4 that were in the Royal Rumble. So we will definitely have to see. Hassan says AEW is in Ohio tonight. Cincinnati, Ohio. Ohio is trying to riot after they thought the NFL rigged the playoffs. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But that might turn into WrestleMania. Shit. Throw George Kittle in. He's not in the Super Bowl. Let's have George Kittle come in. We could see George Kittle and Stephen Amell. Imagine if the Stephen Amell thing comes true. Where tag champs come out. Huh? I don't understand what you mean. Well, I don't think they're having a tag team. If you're asking if they're doing a tag team elimination chamber, I don't think so. We're not doing a tag team elimination chamber. So, yeah. I don't think so. I wish they would do every match in the elimination chamber, but I think they'll probably just stick to the 2 matches. We'll have Sammy and Roman. We'll have Cody in a tag team, maybe. We'll have Rhea versus somebody, maybe. We'll have Becky versus Bayley again, maybe. There's still a lot of things. Put Pat McAfee, or oh my God. Put Pat in the Rumble, or in the Elimination Chamber. He also says put Christian McCaffrey. I kept saying McCaffrey instead of Pat McAfee. McAfee, my bad. I was saying McCaffrey and McAfee the same. McAfee, putting Pat McAfee in the Elimination Chamber. That would be interesting. I really do hope that we see Pat McAfee back on SmackDown this week, but we will have to see. Yeah, so I don't see Liv having a match at WrestleMania. I don't. And it was a joke about George Kittle and Stephen Amell. It was a joke. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about then. I have no idea. I have zero idea what you're talking about. What about Christian tag team matches? I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah. If you want to clear that up real quick, let me know. But we got a lot of people joining us right now, so I appreciate it, guys. If you guys are just joining us, go to the beginning of the episode. Start the episode from the beginning. As I tell you all the news, the notes, the rumors, and everything that's been going on in the WWE, everything that we know for the Elimination Chamber, all my predictions so far for WrestleMania, and so much more. So, guys, let me know. Yes, I could see, yeah. I don't know what you're talking about with Christian, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, Batista, Hall of Fame. That's another thing. We will also be talking about the Hall of Fame, because I want to give you guys my predictions on the Hall of Fame and who I all think will be in it. Because we said, and I said Batista, but we could also see Umaga. We could see the Nasty Boys. We could see a celebrity guest. We could see, I have no idea who's really going to be in it. But I think the one guarantee in the Hall of Fame this year will be Batista. The Animal Batista is he's the rightful guy to go in the Hall of Fame. He was supposed to go in 2020, but obviously because of COVID and everything, that didn't happen. And AJ Lee is another one. Yes, AJ Lee deserves to be in the Royal Rumble too, or not the Royal Rumble, in the Hall of Fame too, But I don't know when that would happen, and if that were to happen, when it would happen. Because like I said, I would love to see AJ, but it would need to be something I feel like that she would want to do and everything like that. Because if you guys also, did you guys see what CM Punk, or what Seth Rollins said about CM Punk on Saturday at the WWE 2K reveal party? He said, get that trash out of here. He said he don't want him around. He said he's a piece of crap. He said he don't like him. So I don't know. But I would love to see the man. I would love to see Miss AJ Lee return to the WWE, guys. AJ Lee was one of my favorites. Yeah, and that's the one thing, Eric, is because of Punk, I don't know if she's going to do it. Yes, Batista, guys, also has a new movie that came out. I think it's coming out this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I think that would be good. But, guys, that is everything that I have here for you guys today on the first episode and the premiere episode of the Road to WrestleMania series. I appreciate everybody that's been joining the chat, joining the conversation. If you guys have any more questions, leave it in the comments. Leave it in the concerns. Let me know what you guys thought about it, how you guys feeling, what's your excitement level for WrestleMania so far. What other matches could we see? Who do you guys think is going to be in the Hall of Fame? I can't wait to do this series every week as we guys are getting closer and closer to WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all, the granddaddy of them all. And if you weren't here in the beginning, as I just mentioned, it will also be the 1-year anniversary of Tino's Time, as it will be the first time that we will be doing, and that we did do our live streams, was last year, WrestleMania Night 1 in Dallas, Texas. So, we doing it big time here on the 1-year anniversary. We going to Hollywood, baby. So, thank you guys all for coming here and hanging out with your boy Tino on the premiere episode. As you guys know, we will be live here tonight for NXT. So make sure you guys come and hang out here tonight as we are getting closer to Vengeance Day this Saturday, live on Peacock. So come and hang out here tonight for NXT, and then come here and hang out around the same time tomorrow afternoon as we go live and I preview all the matches that are going to be going down for NXT Vengeance Day. And then Wednesday, guys, come hang out as we have ourselves a Wednesday night. It's AEW Dynamite, and you guys know what that means. So come and hang out as we see Bryan Danielson take on Timothy Thatcher. We see Darby Allin, we see Samoa Joe, Jamie Hayter, Maxwell, Jacob Freeman, the Devil himself, Britt Baker, The Acclaim, and Hangman Adam Page. And then Thursday, come and hang out for the second retro pay-per-view here on the channel, as we're going 23 years in the vault. We're going back to the 2000, and we're watching the 2000 Royal Rumble. Join me as we see Chyna, the Outlaws, the Dudley Boys, Rikishi, The Rock, APA, Chris Jericho, Hardcore Holly, The Big Show, Scotty 2 Hardy, The Hardys, Cactus Jack, and the Game Triple H in one hell of a pay-per-view. Come and hang out as we relive and rewatch one of the greatest pay-per-views in the last 20 years, Royal Rumble 2000. Come and hang out Thursday night here on Tino's Time. And then Friday night, we're here. It's the first SmackDown since Roman killed Sami Zayn. Sami turned on the Bloodline. We got the finals for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Tournament. We got Sonya Deville taking on Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Champion. Where the hell is Rey Mysterio at? He's still competing in the Royal Rumble. I want to know where he's at. What is Jey Uso going to do after leaving the Bloodline? Bray Wyatt defeated LA Knight. What's next for Bray Wyatt? Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper. Come and find out Friday night as we watch SmackDown. And then the way we're going to end it here this week on the channel, guys, on Saturday. Yes, I said Saturday because we will not be here on Sunday, guys. I know you will be okay without your boy Tino for one day. He will be off one day, one Sunday, guys. We got to get ready for the Super Bowl. We're going to have a nice Sunday off. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to get refreshed so we can come back. Because next Sunday, the following Sunday, it's Super Bowl 57. It's the Chiefs. It's the Eagles. It's Jadis's Eagles against those Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to be doing commercial bingo. We're going to be hanging out here on the live. We're going to be watching the game, watching the big game, and see who walks out with the Lombardi Trophy. So, guys, we still have a big week here on Tino's Time. We'll be back here in about 3 short hours to watch NXT. I appreciate all you guys coming here and hanging out on the premiere episode one last time. Remember, guys, to go and do what you guys usually do. Go and help your boy Tino out. Subscribe to the channel. Do your thing. I hope you guys all have a good Tuesday afternoon. And until next time, and until tonight when we come back here on the channel, this is your boy Tino signing out. And Mickey, my man, take it over from here and tell everybody where to find your boy Tino.
Go follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, at Tinos Time. Also, Tinos Time Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook. Tinos Time 1996 on Twitter. But then, you got the TikTok and Instagram. So you gotta hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe on the road to 800. And finally, turn those notifications on.